Okay. So I'm going to work with energy shifting tonight. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through the process. But before we do it, I want to explain a little bit about our reality. So often you might find yourself in situations throughout the day, whether it's at work, at home, where you might use the word, something triggered me. And what's interesting about triggers, and the yogis have known this for centuries, and science is now going, yeah, that's exactly what's going on, because we've got this combining of the knowledge of the yogis with neuroscience and the energy systems of the body, and sort of advanced psychology, is that triggers are not external, even though we will say something triggered me. It can only trigger you if there's something inside of you being triggered. So it's the internal, there's something already within you that needs to be shifted. And a trigger, there's a lady that I follow called Tracy, can't remember her second name. Anyway, she's got this lovely phrase, which is triggers are treasures. So whenever you're triggered, it's a little treasure, because what it's doing is bringing up something out of the subconscious mind that isn't obvious to you. There's it already inside of your body that's been suppressed. So it's a feeling, emotion that's been suppressed into the system, and it's becoming stagnant. And then when something happens that's that same frequency, it gets triggered. And it's an opportunity for it to be released out of your system, and it changes the patterns of behaviour. So we're going to work with this tonight, and it's a lifelong thing, but you can do it momentarily. If you've got a situation at work when somebody is triggering you into a response, rather than pointing the finger, because of course when we point the finger, there's always three pointing back at us. So it's a really good opportunity to feel into your own body. And of course, in the modern world, we're so distracted from our physical body by all the shiny things. And actually, we need to do more internal landscaping, shall we call it. So we're going to feel into our body and see if we can shift some dense energy. Sometimes these, what we call external triggers, which obviously aren't external, but we perceive them to be, are actually also thoughts. So thoughts can take us down a triggering journey. So I want you to just close your eyes. And we're going to start by just using the breath to relax us, because we need to drop into alpha state. So I'm going to do an even ratio, so Sukha Pranayama. So let's just breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 4. So I want you just to start, as you're working with this breath, to connect to your body and allow yourself to come into the moment. And I want you to really feel, sense the connection to your body. So dropping all sense of trying to strive, and dropping all intention to try and achieve something. And just come more and more into the moment. Lovely. Now I want you to just bring to mind something that's maybe happened today or this week that had maybe quite a strong impact on you emotionally, when perhaps you were a little bit reactive. So I want you to just bring it to mind, almost as if you're replaying it. And we're going to use our imagination to visualize that happening. And I want you to start to notice where you sense that experience, that sensation of the happening in your body. And what we're doing is we're just witnessing where it resides in our body. So energetically, we hold emotion, and often we're not processing it properly because we're not allowing it to be witnessed. We're just pushing it down and shoving it under the bed and saying, yeah, it's not there, I'm absolutely fine, thank you. So I'm asking you to witness it, to give it some presence inside the body. And we're just breathing nice and easily, just with a simple ratio, Sukha Pranayama, so that 1-1 ratio where the inhale is the same length as the exhale. And just watch the breath as it goes in and out of the body. And as you're watching the breath, you also can start to experience the subtle difference in this energy that's got locked in the system. So watching the breath as it goes in and out. Feel it in the body. And again, just drop all sense of striving, of needing to make anything happen. We're just allowing everything to be as it is. Just gently breathing with conscious connection to the inhale and the exhale. Just witnessing everything that is in the internal landscape, noticing different energies. Some of them will be denser than others. Some of them may be very much in the forefront in relation to this experience that created a reaction in you. So what we're doing is we're rooting around in our subconscious, and we don't need to know what it is. We don't need to even give it any words or labels. We're just going with the feeling. So this is the awareness stage. We're just bringing our awareness to some energy that needs to be shifted in order to change patterns, habits. And you might now be having a real sense of there's an area in the body that is a little bit more dominant in awareness than another. So just sort of make a note of that. So we're going to move to the second phase of this process, which is called aura strengthening. And again, it works with visualization, your imagination. So when we use our mind, we manipulate energy and along with the breath. So we're keeping that breath going. And I want you to create a slightly different focus in the mouth. So I want you to curl the tongue back as far as you can and keep it there. And what you might find is you'll get a little bit of build-up in saliva. So when that happens, just keeping the tongue curled, just swallow on the exhale, and that helps clear the throat area. So again, we're keeping that breath going. It's a continual cycle of breath in and out. And we're going to add in another focus as we exhale. So we're going to contract the perineum. So we start to stimulate the lower chakra areas where a lot of this subconscious dense energy that we need to shift is stored. So keeping the tongue curled at all points, we're going to start to exhale and contract the perineum, so Mula Bandha. And as we inhale, we relax it. And then we're going to add in another layer of focus. So we're really beginning to focus on the inner landscape now. So as you inhale, we're going to do Ujjayi breathing. Sometimes it's called throttle breathing because we're making a sound. So I want you to quite exaggerate it. So as you inhale, it's almost like the sound is an R. And as you exhale, it's much softer, more like an E. So the tongue's curled. So I'm just building up this process for you. The tongue's curled, the breath is even, so we're in Sukha Pranayama. And each time you exhale, you're contracting the perineum. So you're just slowly starting to stimulate those lower chakra areas with the squeeze of the perineum. Good, now keep all that going. And we're going to add in the aura strengthening exercise. So as you inhale, just continue that sound with the breath and the contraction of the perineum on the exhale. And I want you to start to visualize or simply imagine that you're sitting in a huge ball of energy. It's about 6 foot, it's all around you. And it's very colourful. So whatever colours come to mind, you're in this huge sort of bubble, aura of energy. And it's charged electrically with particles inside. Good, now just keep focusing the mind. So I'm building up the layers. So you've still got the tongue curled, you're still making the sound at the throat, you're still using the bandha on the exhale. And you're sitting in this amazing energy field. that's all around you. It's vibrating with electrical particles. Good. Now as you inhale, I want you to visualize a beam of luminescent white light shimmering down like a sun. It's coming down from the top of the head, and it's entering, and it's coming right down into the solar plexus, so just below the breastbone. And it's like your own personal sun in here, and it's creating this ball which is about a foot wide, so it kind of fills the torso, and the center part of it is in the solar plexus. So feel the contraction of the perineum on the exhale. Be aware of this ball of energy, about a foot in diameter, and see the light as dazzling. It's really powerful. It's quite dominating in its energy, burning away negativity that it encounters. So bringing to mind the experience that I asked you to bring into the focus, into the feeling. Good. I'm going to add in the visualization with the exhale. So as you exhale, visualize the energy, that ball of energy at the solar plexus is expanding outwards to fill the entire space inside your aura. So the breath is quite noisy. The inhale's coming down through the head, filling the solar plexus, amplifying this sort of personal sun energy, burning away the negativity. And then as you exhale, you're expanding outwards to fill this entire space inside your aura, and visualize the particles extending to the edge of your aura. So it's coming all the way out. Got all these shimmering particles in all directions, filling the aura. And start to visualize them forming a shell around you. And this shell is strong and impenetrable. So we're working with what's called an archetypal energy, which is yang. So we're working on the masculine energy here. And we're creating our personal shield almost, which deflects other vibrations. So sometimes we can pick up on other people's negative energy and believe it to be our own. So we're creating a shell around ourselves to deflect it. Keep Mula Bandha applied as you exhale. And I want you to really feel deeply these archetypal energies, which are known as we're working with that masculine quality now of light, and your relation to them. So feel a sense of strength. So when I give you these words, notice how they vibrate, especially as you're pushing them out to form this shell. So strength, protection, dominance, willfulness, and competence. So it's like we're running a little movie in our mind, and that movie is directing the energy of the universe to transmute. So this is like the original alchemy. The inhale is coming in through the top of the head, forming this huge ball of energy at the solar plexus. As we exhale, we're contracting the perineum to bring up energy out of the subconscious to be transformed, expanding it outwards into the aura. Good, now we're going to leave that visualization, continue the breath. So we've still got the tongue curled. We're still contracting the perineum up. The next phase is called grounding. So we're working with that continuation of breath. We are visualizing and allowing ourselves to feel deeply at the same time. I want you to visualize a link from the center of the earth. So imagine you're sitting on the earth and you can feel right down into the core of the earth, and there's a link from the core of the earth into the first chakra, so the perineum. And this is our survival center, which is located at the base of the spine. And as you inhale, I want you to visualize a blue-green, earthy energy coming up from the center of the earth along this link that you've created with the mind. And it's touching the first chakra, and it's starting to fill up your entire body. And visualizing this energy as a vibrant, warm, nurturing, loving energy. So as you inhale, you're filling up with this beautiful sort of green, blue energy of Mother Earth coming into the body. It's coming up through the Muladhara, that first chakra center. And it's bringing in the energy of the very feminine energy of Mother Earth, which is vibrant, warm, nurturing, loving. And then as you start to exhale, visualize the blue-green color absorbing any negativity. So anything that you found right at the beginning of this process, that negative feeling, feel it being absorbed by the green-blue color, and it's turning like a reddish-black color. And as you exhale, it's being pulled by the earth through the first chakra back into the center of the earth, where it's being neutralized. And just keep going with that. So you're inhaling this amazing green-blue energy. It's filling the torso, searching out those heavier, denser areas of energy that need to be neutralized and transformed. It turns them into like a blacky, reddish color, and as you exhale, it's pulled back into the earth to be neutralized, dissolving back into the earth. Good, now we're going to start to invoke the presence of the yin energy, which is the opposite to the first process that we've just done, the masculine. So this is the feminine archetype. And we're inviting this energy into us, which is the qualities. So feel the qualities as I describe them to you. They have a very different vibrational frequency. So we're drawing in, we're inviting the qualities of the feminine to come forwards. And I want you to really feel them deeply. So I want you to feel this energy of softness coming into you. Caring, receptivity, compassion, nurturing, sensuality, and unconditional love. Just feeling it filling, 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 filling. In that lovely blue-green light, and allow that alchemy to take place as you exhaling any of the reddish black energy back into the earth, and just keep going with this process. Lovely. Now we're going to release that stage. We're going to move into the fourth stage, which is called entering the witness. So the breath is the same, the tongue is curled. But now I want you to bring your attention to the third eye. And with the eyes closed, I want you to really focus on lifting the gaze as high up as you can. So you might start to feel that there's a deep blackness here between the physical eyes, and I want you to actually strain for as long as is comfortable. So you're bringing your attention up as far as you can with the eyes closed, and you might find that there's a little bit of vibration going on with the eyes and the eyelids. That's fine. Just do it for as long as you comfortably can. And what we're doing here is we are the straining starts to activate the psychological response. Good. Now we're going to start to become aware of the inhale. And as we inhale, there's two forces coming into play at the third eye, which is the system in yoga, where at the third eye, the feminine and the masculine energies meet. So as you inhale, there's a force of energy coming down, the sun energy, that goes to the third eye. But at the same time, there's this force of feminine energy coming up from the earth that meets at the third eye. And as you exhale, imagine this energy swirling in a clockwise direction. And what will start to happen as you witness it, so just keep going. And there's this movement of energy up, meeting at the third eye, masculine down, feminine up. And the exhale, they kind of blend together. So we all need a balance of both. And what happens as we continue this process is we will naturally draw on what we need more of. And you might start to sense that there is maybe more dominance of the feminine coming into you to create that balance of the quality of the feminine aspects of softness, caring, receptivity, compassion, nurturing, sensuality, unconditional love. And there's a soft, yielding quality to these aspects of ourself. Or maybe there's also this masculine energy, which is balancing that to create complete balance within the system. So the archetypal masculine can be qualities like strength, protection, dominance, willfulness, competence. And I want you to just mentally invite the witness, so your true self, your soul, your monad, your higher self, whatever you want to call it. So that awareness that is witnessing the process, invite it to come forwards, and I want you to really feel the qualities of the witness as we detach from the lower self body, from the thoughts and the feelings. And we're still using our quality of mind to create the visualization, because the energy, the pranic energy of the universe, is being asked to do this work of processing through following the visualization. Lovely. Now just release all effort. Keep the eyes closed, relax the tongue. And just keep the breath going. So we're not using the mudra on the tongue. We're not using Mula Bandha now. We're just working with the natural breath. Bring your attention to the physical body. And as you focus on the physical body, be aware of its stillness. You're observing the stillness. Your witness, your observing awareness, presence, your I-ness, your particle of infinity, your soul is witnessing this stillness. And allow yourself to become the stillness. Recognize it as you. And feel how it supports you. It nurtures you. It holds you. And also notice the silence. And as you focus on the silence, and you can use the throat as the focus point for silence, that the more you focus on the silence, the more you recognize that your essence is the silence, and this is your support along with the stillness. Notice that there's a sense of familiarity to this stillness and this silence. It's comfortable. It's familiar. And then notice this sense of spaciousness, this vastness that's at the heart space. And as you focus on it, again, it's familiar. It supports you. It's your essence. Allow these three focuses that are always present for you because we carry them with the physical vehicle. The stillness, the silence, and the spaciousness. Allow them to support you, to nurture you. And then as you hold yourself in this space and you give yourself permission to be nurtured by unconditional love for yourself, just take a moment to bring the mind back to when we started the session, to the sensation that I asked you to connect to, whatever that was for you. And notice the shift. A sense of clearing away old debris and creating spaciousness. And as you just continue to very loosely focus on the breath, so you're just feeling the sensation of the breath, I'm just going to read a verse from the Radiant Sutras, which is the ancient text believed to be a dialogue between Shiva and Shakti, which is the archetypal energy of masculine feminine that resides in everything that exists. Enter these turning points where the rhythms of life transform into each other. Breath flows in, filling, filling. In this moment, drink eternity. Breath flows out, emptying, emptying, offering itself to infinity. Cherish these moments. Mind dissolves into heart. Heart dissolves into space. Mind dissolves into heart. Heart dissolves into space. Body becomes a vibrating field, pulsating between fullness and emptiness. At the end of the exhale, breath surrenders to quietude. And for a moment you hang in the balance, suspended, in the fertile spaciousness that is the source of breath. The fertile spaciousness that is the source of breath. And at the end of the inhale, filled with the song of the breath, there is a moment when you are simply holding the tender mystery. And in these interludes, experience opens into exquisite vastness with no beginning and no end. Embrace this infinity without reservation. You are its vessel. Let the hands come to the heart space and be aware of the witness there, the observing presence, whatever you choose to call it. It can just be awareness, it can be soul, it can be a particle of infinity, divine presence, whatever works for you is fine, it's just a word. But feel that here is wholeness, you're already complete. And as you inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, bring the hands down through the midline, back into that place of completeness. And namaste.